The following is a presentation of TFNN. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Every trading day, live at 10 a.m. Eastern. Call now, toll free at 877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Now, Tom and Tommy O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. We have the Dow Industrials up 77, Nasdaq up 89, S&P's up 17, gold contract at $38, trading $19.33 an ounce. You get silver up $1, $24.91 an ounce. Light sweet crude flat, $41.08 a barrel. Notes and bonds. 10-year flat, 138.30. 30-year flat, 174.06. We'll see if those notes and bonds save themselves, folks. They're right at the lower end of the consolidation that we've been trading in. Well, that we've been trading about, let's see, August 28th. Yeah, about a month and a half. King dollar, giving it up in spades. Down 393 ticks, 93.212. Euro at 118, yen at 105.5, and the British pound at 129 to 1 U.S. dollar. Tom O'Brien, what's going on?
Boy, you know, I was thinking about it earlier. This might be a week like we've never seen before in terms of a news cycle that just did not stop, man. And who's saying it's going to stop? We got, what, 24 days until the election? And we got a lot on the table for the next 4 weeks or so.
There's no doubt. And this is the monster game of politics, chicken, whatever. You can name this a million different games, folks, but we have them all in place out here. And I suspect... the bottom line is that that's what we're going to see right up to the elections, because just like the bull and bear market, man, everyone wants to win, and that's how this thing shakes out. King dollar out here today. Well, here, let's go to gold first, because there's no doubt. What happens on a Friday, folks. Okay, it's very bullish that this gold contract can actually get some real juice on a Friday. And we get juice. We get the wide price spread. You get volume behind the move. It's a big number. You're definitely back in the zone again. That's saying that, guess what, man? You only have to go up a little bit more, and this gold contract can get into like 2024 in a heartbeat. Not today, but that's how this is shaking out right now. So, and King dollar, King dollar's getting tired. King dollar, bottom line is that when you take a look at King dollar, we go back to August 2nd. Took a long time to get over that August 2nd number. Stayed over that 4 or 5 days. We're coming back into where it broke topside. So the next number to keep your eye on, folks, is going to be 93. Oh, look at this. We're below it already? No, 90. It's 92. It's 92,749. This would be a typical, and I always talk about you break topside. Now, with the dollar, we don't have volume. But you break topside, you pull back to where you break out. That's why that number is going to be important, because that's where we started from, which is a 93,740 level. And stimulus-wise, I think what the market's recognizing right now, too, no matter what happens, man, there's going to be stimulus. And the real question is going to be like, when, right? When?
Yeah, I'd say everything's on the table. I really hope so. Seems like we really need it. The Fed chairman would agree tremendously.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not saying before the election. I'm just saying in general. You know what I'm saying?
Then I would agree for sure.
I'm just...
but the scary part is that comes in the next administration, as in scary, as in it's just a long time, man. It's October 9th. When is the swearing in? January 20th? If it stretches that long, man, it's going to be a lot of pain in between. Hopefully it doesn't.
No, there is. I agree. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. And the longer that it takes, it's just like when I was talking about that water pump. The longer that it takes, the more that will have to come into the marketplace. And gold is saying it. That's what this kind of shake. That's my take on it. It's saying it in general that, hey, listen, man. What happens? It's just like what is that saying that? You get a depression, it's a recession, and when you have the job, it's a depression when you don't have the job. There's going to be the amount of people that, it's not just being out of work, folks. What it is that the confidence that you can get another job, period. That's a big number. And, we're at the point that there's a lot of businesses going out of business. What was encouraging, Tom, when I listened to your show, was the aspect of actually how many were coming out of forbearance, though, in the mortgage market.
Yeah,
that's a good number, man.
Statistic.
Yeah,
I agree. Let me see if I still have it up here so we can touch on it. There we go. Coronavirus mortgage numbers. So the mortgage bailouts fall below 3 million. So this is a number over the past week. Active forbearances dropped by 649,000 or 18%. And the number of mortgages in active pandemic-related bailouts plunged for the first wave. So it's interesting how they go through this, right? You have a 3-month rolling cycle, basically, and you can do it for up to a year, as in you can push it back for up to a year. Over the past week, dropped by 649,000. And I'm just going to so the plans allow borrowers to delay the monthly payments for at least 30 days up to a year, administered in 3-month blocks with the option to renew at the end of each period.
I see. Okay.
So what you're going to have happening here is you're going to have a rolling basis, depending on when you came on,
right?
When you came into the forbearance program.
Can you just say that again? So is the total that they can do it for a year with 3-month blocks? Is that how that works?
I believe so. From what this says, it says, let's see. Yes, here we go. Plans allow borrowers to delay their monthly payments for at least a month or up to 1 year.
Okay.
And they're administered in 3-month blocks.
Okay.
So probably helps with the administration of things. You know, that way that they don't have to deal with these accounts on a monthly basis. That's a lot of work, right? Saying, are you back in or are you paying? You back in, you're paying. They revisit it every 3 months.
Yes.
And at the end of that 3 months, you probably, and I'm just going off what's in here, but I'm guessing that as a holder of a mortgage, you have to either say, okay, I'm ready to start paying my bill again, or I need another 3 months.
You know what's so cool about that? What's so cool about that, folks, is this. It's just a picture. If we come into a housing crash, okay, because so many people are not paying their bills, and then and banks know it well, and you brought this up in your show, Tom, that banks don't want people to go south either, because what happens, folks, is that once that trend changes, if you're living on a street that a couple houses go, well, then that makes your house worth less money. Okay, so there's a ball that happens.
Right? Exactly. Yeah. Not to this degree, even close. Yeah.
And so what's cool is that is a year. So the way you start calculating that, you got to calculate that to next March. That means that this is good, man. This means that you got a good year and a half out here that will delay even the start, really, of a foreclosure market, which is what the market needs.
No, and some of the details in here, they say the payments can be made, the payments can be made up when the loan is refinanced or the home is sold. Lenders are also doing some loan modifications, lowering the interest rate, as would make sense right now with the rates where they are, as well as allowing some borrowers to add those payments to the end of the loan. That's what has to happen, right?
That's a big one, yeah.
Yeah. So most are not requiring any lump sum payment immediately after the borrower's exit forbearance. I mean, if you're a bank and you're doing that, you're basically trying to force a foreclosure, because most people, if they're coming out of a forbearance program, they can't go from paying no rent to paying 2 months of rent at a time to make up the lost cause.
Right.
So, yeah, it was a strong number, man. Now, here's the deal. 800,000 are slated next month for their initial 6-month term of 30 days. So they're going to this is going to be a rolling basis, and we'll see how they shake out.
You know, there's no reason not to roll it if you can put it in the back end, because all you're really doing is refinancing your loan.
Yeah, to a certain degree. Yeah. Depending
Stay right
on
there,
all
folks.
those
Tommy and I come right back. Dow's up 35, Nasdaq's up 83, S&P's up 14. Come right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 55. You get the Nasdaq up 81. S&Ps are up 16. So that Apple deal, the extension. Is that extension on Apple TV, Tom?
You know, so I'm not sure where that shakes out. I'm trying to pull up where I had the actual headline. So they talk about in here that Apple will extend, and here it is, some free 1-year trial subscriptions to its Apple TV Plus service through February. It issued those free trials with the purchase of Apple products when it launched the service a year ago. So I believe if you bought one of their pretty expensive items, as in if you bought like an iPad or one of their computers, or especially one of the new phones for $1,000 or something, you got a year of Apple TV. I don't know why they're extending it. They wouldn't be extending it if those people were just going to roll into a paying service, right? So probably want to keep those numbers up. And they're going to be extending some of those, hopefully, to keep them, I imagine. But I don't know. As somebody that's right now an active subscriber of Amazon Prime, use that for delivery as well. But I do watch Amazon Prime occasionally. Yes. Netflix and Disney, along with, of course, having Spectrum on a pretty basic thing. I have actually never considered signing up for Apple TV, and I got an iPhone for myself, and I'm a fan of Apple. They got a long haul to compete in that spectrum. I mean, they got the best consumer base out there in terms of being Apple, but man, it's a tough one.
No, it is, and it has been right from the get-go. You know, because Nico has it. I mean, Nico is an Apple freak. No, in a good way. Okay.
Yes, right.
Bottom line, though, I asked them all the time, not all the time, but every 6 or 7 months, and they don't use it a lot. That's the bottom line. Because just like that, you know, these other services, just the amount of content that they have is phenomenal, man. I mean, that's the bottom line. So
yes.
Hey, so Canopy took off yesterday. We were on in the morning, man. We should have just bought globs of it when we were on in the morning, man.
You could have bought it any minute of the day yesterday, and you probably would have made money the way it just climbed the whole day, right?
Seriously, when we were on, it was trading at $16.14. You know, bottom line, it's at $18.04. You got action in it, folks, and I suspect, I was talking about this in the afternoon show, that, I mean, it's game up here, to this 1959, even up to 18, well, it's all, I remember 1959 to like
Sure.
22.
Yeah.
And I suspect what's going to happen with this one also, and this is what's cool about, I'm saying that at this point, the pot stocks would be personality stocks also, because this is the perfect situation for the Robinhood crowd, for any day trading crowd to say,
Sure.
okay, we're finally getting some traction
Let's
here.
do it.
Hit the button. Let's do it. Exactly.
Anytime you have a problem, any type of subject brought up in a vice presidential debate, I mean, it's not by chance, man. They're very particular in the words that they choose, the topics they choose to bring up. Cannabis, marijuana, pretty bipartisan support across the board, at least for medicinal to reschedule it away from a Schedule 1.
I can't even figure out. Listen, we have a great country, folks, but there's certain things that are very hard to understand, and one of them is that marijuana is in the same aspect as cocaine and heroin. I mean, that doesn't even, we're a smart country. How can that happen? It's like, seriously, that's so warped, it's unbelievable. And evidently, it's about power somewhere, and I'm not quite sure where it's about power, but that one is a far out one, man. It really is. It's crazy. And Xilinx. So Xilinx XLNX, right? Xilinx. And what's so funny with Xilinx, Tom, is that I traded Xilinx so much, and there was another one. Dave White's in there; he'll remember it.
Hey, so I'm going to jump back real quick because what's crazy is, and I just want to look it up. Cocaine is actually a Schedule 2 drug. Marijuana is a Schedule 1 drug, so they're not even the same schedule. Marijuana is listed as a harsher drug with no medicinal uses at all, which is Schedule 1. Cocaine Schedule 2.
Cocaine's the worst drug in the freaking world. And
that's not according to the Federal Schedule of Drugs on the DEA website, if you want to look it up. So that's how obscure and skewed the actual laws are, man. But guess what, man? We talk about it. And it's one of the things that I believe in. Private prisons, man. The incentive to lock citizens in boxes. You don't need private prisons, folks. All right, because there's a perverse incentive when you start allowing private companies to profit off of locking people up. One of the things is, you've seen it in the case of marijuana, man. Private prisons, they love locking people up for straight, huge amounts of sums that come from taxpayers. So hopefully they decriminalize the marijuana deal. Non-violent drug offenders, man. Yeah. There's better ways for a society to proceed than locking them all away when you talk about non-violent, non-gang related drug offenders. And hopefully that's something they do, and that's something they talked about, man. And I think that's something that should be bipartisan. It really is. And that's why, hopefully no matter what happens in November, that happens, because there's huge public support for it, man. And I think that's why you're seeing that charge higher. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty bizarre what you just said. Not that you said
it is. I'll pull it. I'll pull it over real quick.
Man, I believe
you. Because I had to highlight it.
Because I even said to myself, drug in the world, man. I mean,
this is so Schedule 1 drugs, substances, chemicals defined as drugs with no currently accepted medical use and a high potential for abuse. You're talking about LSD, meth, and marijuana, along with many others, okay? Schedule 2, substances, chemicals, drugs with high potential for abuse with the potential leading to severe psychological and physical dependence. These drugs are also considered dangerous, but they talk about, I believe in here, there's some medicinal, and they don't even get into it, but there you go, Schedule 2. You're talking about hydrocodone, okay? That's talking about Vicodin, folks, painkillers. One of the things that's, really hit us hard, methamphetamine, cocaine, methadone, it's bananas, fentanyl, right? So be aware of how skewed things actually are in that industry, man.
It's crazy.
It is.
All right. 877-927-6648. So Xilinx, XLNX. You got AMD is going to basically try to take it over, right?
They're going to take over everything, man. $30 billion, right? Was that the price tag they had on it, I think?
That's a monster. Yeah.
It is. And AMD's just been firing on all cylinders anyway. They they had Intel come out for their last earnings, basically ceding the leadership of the next generation of chips to AMD. And now AMD kind of leveraging that to just keep solidifying what they have going on, man.
Pretty wild.
It is.
Combination of Xilinx will give AMD More pieces needed to break Intel's stranglehold on the profitable market for data center computer components. Oh, yeah. Look at these data centers are big, man, right?
Oof.
Yeah. No doubt. No doubt. Pretty wild, man. I'm telling you.
It is.
So,
it is.
This is going to be a tricky market out here today. We got a couple of Tigers asking about the aspect that, we've been going up on light volume. Holding price every day, though, man. That's the bottom line. And it's like, okay, so what are you going to do for me today? You got a little pop up here, 34.61. You're 10 points off it. It's like, oh, I know. Let me go over the SPY because there was a number on the SPY. I think it was 378 that it was looking like I wanted to hit. I mean, no, 348. 347 it was. We hit 346.10 so far. The contraction's there. I mean, I'm not quite sure where the shock into the market could go, but with that dollar down, I think the market bottom line is flat, green. Stay right there. Tom and I come right back.
Hi, folks. Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get them, folks.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 28, Nasdaq's up 87, S&Ps are up 13. Let's go sit inside the Dow. The Dow is pretty weak out here today.
Yeah, a little bit of a sell-off right out of the gate.
Yeah. You got, so the move is inside the Dow on the positive side. You got Salesforce putting 21 positive points, Microsoft 20, United Health 13, taken away from it. Amgen minus 32, IBM 13, JP Morgan 9, Goldman 8, Chevron 4. Yeah. It's pretty interesting, man. You know, you'd think that the aspect that the market right now, folks, has the chance to really run, and it's not doing it. So it's like, okay, what's out there? Because when you take a look at where we are, the NDX 100, this week they had a decent run. They all had a decent run. There's no two ways about that. But when we look at yesterday versus yesterday in context of where we are, the Qs, the number of the Qs to keep your eye on is that we're over at 280, 287. I think that's the number. It's 280, 287. And we'll see whether we can close over it today. It's 50 million shares. That's the number. Because if we close over that,
okay,
bottom line would game on is 288. You know, so the next leg up would, you know, that's six Q points, which is a good number, man. You know, so I really like it when it's like a Bud Rolfe steal, Tom. You know.
I do, man. Totally.
It's laying
nice and
right
simple
there.
Listen, I try and stay nice and simple, man. You know, let the trend be your friend. Look for those Fibonacci levels. Get out when you realize you're wrong. It doesn't have to be that difficult, man. The market, sometimes you look at it, right? Those areas of support and resistance, man. It's just sometimes, you know, don't try and trick yourself into thinking that you're the smartest guy or girl out there and you can read through the lines of what's going on. Because sometimes it's pretty simple in terms of where there's support, where there's resistance, where the trend lines matter. And then I try and always keep that in mind.
And you know what's so wild about that, folks? Is that it is simple, but it's so hard to comprehend it. It's like, why?
Believe me, as I'm saying,
I've been doing
like,
it so long, and I keep saying, how does that work? You know what
believe
I mean?
me, as I'm saying it, I'm saying, you know, you almost sound crazy, man, saying it's simple, because it ain't simple, as we all know, but it kind of is, you know. But you gotta, and you know, Larry talked about it on his show earlier. I was listening to him today. He says, listen, when it's not working, get out, get out. You know, it's not going to work every time. I don't know why it's not working, but it's not working, man. And I put out a report this morning just talking about some equities for my newsletter. And, you know, one of the things I said is long-term wise, the one thing this has really taught me is you got to be prepared for the unforeseen, especially when you talk about long-term investing, right? Things can change. You can always be wrong. You can be wrong for a reason that had nothing to do with anything you were looking at, man. The world can change overnight.
That's right.
We all figure that out. I did not know that, actually. In my adult life of investing, things had very rarely changed that quickly. Even when you talk about the collapse of 2008, things did not change.
Anyone that's been alive.
Yeah, things did not change.
If you got that lesson out of it, folks, there's no one alive right now, Tom, that all of us should get that lesson. You know what I mean?
Not like it just happened in March, right? In terms of, I mean, you know, the only thing I can see akin to that is unfortunately, hope it never happens in our lifetime, is a big war, you know, which it hasn't, in terms of just things just ceasing to exist like we knew them previously. Geez, I see, you know, to put an example out there just for people to really understand, and I hope it didn't happen to too many, but I imagine it happened to some, is that people invest in what they know best, right? I mean, sometimes that's the case. You always want to be diversified, but I imagine there's some people out there that were retired that love the cruising lifestyle, okay, and said, man, this is the best. I always see retirees, I see families. We're on cruises all the time. I'm going to put my money in some of these cruise ships because that's what I love. That's what my friends love. I know it's going nowhere. And man, for those few people, if they weren't diversified, and it wasn't their fault because they kind of had the right mentality, they were a great business in the long run, except for something like that we saw happening. So just heed from those types of learning abilities, learning experiences, because I imagine, man, you know, I do it myself. You invest in what you know. And for the people that love that cruising lifestyle, man, it's just max pain in a way that they never thought possible, man. And so hopefully,
no, that's so true. And, you know, in the real estate market, folks, commercial real estate. So when you look at the real estate market, what happens, folks, is that the commercial real estate, folks, versus the residential real estate, commercial real estate makes much more money. I mean, on an exponential basis, okay? I have a lot of friends that build all the publics, that build everything else, and I can tell you flat out, every time in the last even 15 years, I keep saying, I should go into the commercial real estate market, and I just don't do it because I'm more comfortable in my own space, right? And I swear, even right before this, I'm saying to myself, you know what, man? I got to really look at this market. And thank God I didn't. I mean, and it's exponential, folks, okay? So, because what happens in the commercial real estate market is this. What happens is that when you're building the place in the commercial real estate market, the builder normally doesn't, they can cash out without selling the deal. What they do is that they turn around. You'll see these ads in the Wall Street Journal. Now, you're going to see, if you look at the Wall Street Journal, look at these little ads, these little tiny ads, and the finance saying long-term leases, triple net leases, 20-year leases for Publix, for 7-Elevens, for all this. Those little ads, folks, are actually monster real estate REITs, because what happens is that the way that you cash out is that you push that out there, but guess what? You or your family or someone else still owns that place 20 or 30 years from now. So you cash out on the triple net lease. Then, so they get both, you know what I mean? But guess what?
Yeah, no, they're kind of securitizing the revenue, right? While maintaining ownership,
Right, but now that's over. I mean, over, folks, in an incredible way, not in a small way.
You can't securitize $0 coming in for zero clients. Yeah. I'm exaggerating, but that's exactly right.
It's serious business.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's another great example, man. You would never think that.
Never.
I mean, same thing, New York City, right? There's tons of people that probably said, you know, New York City is like no other city in the world, man. It's going nowhere. I'm gonna solidify everything in New York City because I believe in it in the long run. And you know, if you weren't diversified, man, you know, no matter what companies you think are the best companies in the world, make sure you're diversified, man, because winners and losers, long-term growth, we never know what's going to happen tomorrow, man.
No doubt. And if you look at this number here, there's a great article here, folks. This is New York. This is a heavy number, man. So this just was in Bloomberg this morning.
Okay.
Right now, out of 700 hotels in New York, 200 are closed. Closed. That's about as intense as you get. Right now.
Yeah.
You know, the bottom line is
it's huge. Yep. And then so the 500 out of 700 left, right? How are they doing too, right? I mean, I saw in there talking about just cheap prices. I mean, maybe they're barely getting by. Maybe they're getting by with losses. That just says they're open, right?
Exactly. They think that this article is saying that October is always has been their best year. 92% occupancy, the daily, and the daily average rate is $336 in 2019. Right now, they're under 40%.
And the room's 135.
Yeah.
135 in New York City?
What? Seriously, man.
Seriously.
Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. Dow's up 55, Nasdaq's up 100, S&P's are up 16. We'll come right back.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com. Educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Dow's up 52. You get the Nasdaq up 98. S&P's up 16. Gold's holding price up here at $37.80. And you get silver up $1, and the dollar just took another leg down. So it's going to be interesting to see how this shakes out. So we're down at 478 right now. It had a little spike down there on that 478, but it looks to me like you're going to get more selling pressure inside this dollar, because what is happening is that the pound as well as the euro, folks, are going topside. So we'll see how traders are going to be shaking it out coming into this close over the weekend, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much out there in terms of, we got the presidential debate next week. I don't know what's going to happen with that. Supposedly, Trump's going on Fox News for like a physical live with one of their doctors. That should be interesting at some point today, I think, or next week. I don't know. You can't keep track of all of it going on. And the real core of it, though, is the stimulus talks and where we fall on that. I don't know.
Yeah. I wish I could get the story. I had to find the story, because that Trump going on for a physical, that doctor is out of his mind. Okay,
yeah,
I got to get you some things that this doctor has said in the past, folks. Okay, I mean it's like this is like the sickest deal in the world. Period. It's
not exactly an impartial take.
He has a quote there that you can't die of COVID if you're less than 70 years old, man. But he said that.
Listen, always nice to find out some pertinent information on a Friday morning.
Well, evidently he's never been in the marketplace, so I mean that's like one of these.
It is what it is. We all know, the president, the people he surrounds himself with, and what they're talking about with COVID. Yeah. All we need to know is whether he's testing positive, when his last negative test was. Everything else is a smoke screen, and it's not even worth discussing. Reasonable people understand what's going on. It's to the point that it's not even worth breaking down. Everybody sees the reality we're living in. If you want to find out what the Fox doctor is going to say about the president himself, tune into Fox tonight. There you go.
Right. Yeah. No, there's no doubt. Yeah, it's the German Shepherd you see behind me sometimes, folks, is that's right. It's like our motorcycle, Harley. He just popped his head in there.
I missed him again. I didn't have it up. I have that live screen. I'm looking at it live. I missed him. That's all right. Poor love Harley. Give Harley a couple good pets for me.
Yeah, we will. I got to tell you, man.
How about Zoom? Speaking of companies flying, so they got another initiation today. Let me pull up in terms of a rating.
Look at this.
So Zoom, and I'm not familiar with this, so it's Mizuho, I guess, but they began coverage of Zoom with a buy. Best-of-breed video conferencing tool, believes it can continue to deliver outsized revenue growth, and that they have an October 14th analyst day, and that could be the catalyst, trading higher. I mean, this company, man, if you get any pullbacks, you want to be a long-term buyer and not necessarily buying it at 500 right now. It's up 4% today. But, man, you get some pullbacks anywhere near, I mean, if you ever get a pullback down to 350 again. But I can tell you as a consumer, man, I've talked about on the air before, the details matter, and they crushed it out of the park in terms of ease of use for consumers. I have friends in the business, just in corporate life, using Zoom for interacting with clients, let alone just using it whether you have kids in school, whether you're just doing a conversation with friends you haven't seen in a while. Strong company, man. You don't get a lot of companies that have huge opportunities for growth while they're already taking in big money on earnings, right? Which is what Zoom is doing. So that's a nice combo to have in your back pocket.
And you know what's amazing is that when you look at this revenue, folks, okay, like you and I, you can get Zoom accounts for nothing up to 99 people or something. So when I was looking at this, I was saying, oh my God, that means that so many large companies are paying up to 99, it's nothing, right?
Now, here's what happens, too, though, is that they limit how long you can be on those calls, I believe. So we've had it happen before where I think it's a half hour or maybe an hour.
Right.
Again, I'm not sure.
Right. I think it's 45 minutes. Yeah, right.
Okay,
right.
Maybe it is, yep. So even in that, I did a fantasy football draft on Zoom, right? It was great, man.
90 minutes. Okay, 90 minutes.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So it was great that we had, we got 12 members in the league. I think we had 9 or 10 of us sitting at home, man. You got the 12 members up there. You can see them all on the screen.
Yeah.
And I think we did end up paying for it just because, you want to be in there for a while. We're using it for a number of different things. But the interesting part about it is a bunch of us, college graduates, in some type of workforce, right, as in technology savvy. Maybe you already have a Microsoft account in some capacity because you're working in corporate America. You got a Microsoft Outlook account. And Microsoft Teams was purposely avoided through our league, and this is just anecdotal, but purposely avoided in favor of Zoom because of ease of use,
right?
Because the ability to have the 12 different screens up there at the same time, just functionality, which I found so remarkable that functionally, right, that Microsoft is almost an inferior product, and it's going to depend on who you ask.
And that's why Roku made it too, right? Yeah.
Yeah, right. Those details matter, man. They do.
So when you say you had to pay for it, how much money did you pay?
You know what? I wasn't the one that paid for it.
Oh.
So I'm not sure. I forget how it came down. They might have pulled it out of our league fees, or maybe somebody had a Zoom account that they were able to do it.
Someone had a corporate account. They probably brought it up.
Somebody maybe had
because
an account.
It goes from nothing to like 1,700.
Oh, no, that's not okay. Yeah, it wasn't that type of an account for sure.
Yeah, so, wow.
Yeah.
Copper. Let's go to the.
But you're right. The people use it for business too. I mean,
yes.
That's a big part of it for sure.
We go take a look at this copper market, folks, and what you have with copper here, okay, the copper wants to break topside, man. Last high out here is 311, and if we bring this up, HG1, and I'm bringing this up, folks, in the context because my take is that we're in a big commodity bull market right now, and you're going to see it explode. We bring this up. You can see we took out a consolidation that was going on since June of 2018. We took that out, about a month and a half ago. That saying copper wants to run to 331. That's like near term. And then when you put this on a larger basis, it's like, man, you take out that, 331, 332, you're going to get some real action, man. So you can see we've been consolidating down here. Oh my God, look at this, how far this goes back. Yeah, 2013. Well, once we get up to that point, so that's a big number. And if you take a look at some of the agriculturals, they've been on the run. Soybeans been on the run, wheat's been on the run, cotton's been on the run, and that's telling me that this dollar is going to keep continuing lower. So technically, that's how the setup fundamentally would make sense because. You throw in a couple more $1 trillion into the marketplace, guess what? The dollar will get lower. There'll be more demand on the side of buying commodities. So. Get over to the gold market for a second. We take a look at an Eagle. That baby right now is up 248. It's inside the range. This will be interesting how it's going to hit the top of this range, meaning the $82 or $81. Well, we'll go to the GDX. The GDX looks like it's going to take out its swing point today of the downtrend, and it very well may have the volume. Now, this is going to be a big deal if we get this, folks. $40.06 is the number. We're over it. But if we get more than 26 million shares, and we get 8 right now, that's a big number. That was a shakeout down the bottom. We got down into that 24th of September level, and that's saying the GDX is not only in good shape, but when you get a shakeout, different ball game. Stay right there. Tommy and I come right back.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step by step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab. Bam!
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 86, Nasdaq's up 103, S&Ps are up 18. Market's just clawing it right back, man, you know?
It's holding up pretty well, man. It's waiting, and that's with the leader of the Senate saying no deal coming before the election, which is just remarkable. But, hey, this market, if it's anything, it's remarkable, that's for sure.
There's no doubt.
Hey, how about we'll jump over to a little sports, all right? We were talking some sports earlier with draft fantasy football. This fantasy season, like none other, folks, if you play, you got people out left and right. Now, one of the things they're just coming over, a Jets player has a presumptive positive test. So the way it works is they go and they retest him, but everybody's sent home. They're supposed to play Arizona on Sunday. Not sure if that happens. You already have, whether it was the Tennessee Titans, that they are scheduled to play the Bills Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. They're trying to push that back. They've had 23 positive tests since September 24th. Folks, keep in mind, if these people getting tested every single day and still getting tested every single day, you got almost 25 people that caught this virus because you can't see it while it's spreading. Excuse me, but the football part of things, so you have DraftKings a little bit lower today, down about 3%. Penn National is down about 1%. But an interesting article out here about CNBC saying, man, they're going to keep marching on as long as they can because the players alone, $3 billion in salary for the players alone, let alone the incentives, of course, for the owners and all the businesses that function, whether it's the TV contracts and the likes. But it's interesting seeing it marching on, man. It's a dicey scenario with many teams dealing with it.
Well, you know what would be cool, man? I mean, there's nothing wrong with I wouldn't mind watching football until next June. You know?
Yeah, they just have to make sure they get a handle on these outbreaks, man. They're hitting many teams.
We played it, yeah. No, totally. Stay right there, folks. We got Think or Swim coming up next. And I'm Mr. Basil Chapman, Steve Rhodes, Dave White. I'll be back this afternoon. Thanks, pal.
Thanks, man.
Bam! Look at it, folks.